Hi guys, my name's Luke, also known as Luke's Life here on the YouTube world. If this is your first time on my channel, hello, welcome. Don't forget to click that red subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. Or if this is your returning visit, thank you for coming back. So as you can see by the title, or if you follow me on my social media channels, you'd have seen that last night, me and Mr. P went to Birmingham Hippodrome for the opening night of the Circus 1903 show. As always, I just want to say a huge thank you to Birmingham Hippodrome for inviting me. It's always an honour and a pleasure to be invited to cool events like this, and I am always so grateful. So thank you from me to you. If you've seen any of my theatre vlogs, I've structured these reviews to ask the same 5 questions each time. That way I feel like it just kind of structures the review a bit better, and I feel that I can cover the same topic throughout. So every show is kind of reviewed fairly. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. So let's say the show opened last night in Birmingham. It's here until the 2nd of November. As always, I'll leave a link in the down bar below. You can go buy tickets or check to see if it's visiting your city. So we arrived about 6:30 and was greeted by a wonderful reception. We were given our tickets and one of the souvenir programs. If you know me, you will know that I adore programs. Whatever show I go to see, I always tend to get a program. I just think it's a lovely souvenir to have to capture memories. So yeah, I was so happy that I got one. So not a question, but I just loved the branding of this souvenir program. As you can see on the front, it's very modern day circus, and then if you flip it, it's very old school, and it just reminds me of like a traditional circus, maybe back in 1903. But I just love the way this is printed. As always, I love having these as a keepsake. So question number 1, have you seen this musical before? No, this was the first time that I've seen this show. Up until I got the invite for the show, I'd never even heard of the Circus 1903. As soon as I got the invite, I accepted it straight away because it just intrigued me. And since then, I feel that there's been such a buzz around the city. So many people are talking about it. My mum and dad are actually going to see it next Friday. My aunt and her partner are going to see it next Saturday. We have friends going next weekend. We also have friends at work going next week. So there are a lot of people going to see this show, which really does surprise me considering I've never heard of it before. But if you've got tickets, you're in for a good show. As I say, last night was the opening night here in Birmingham, but it was also the opening night of the UK tour, which was very special to be a part of. Also, side note, the Birmingham Hippodrome is celebrating its 120th birthday this weekend, so I felt like it was the perfect celebration and perfect show to kickstart and celebrate the 120 years. Question number 2, plotline of the musical. So I wasn't sure before we went if this was a musical or if this was a play. Best to describe it, I would kind of say it's a little bit like Circus Soleil. It has puppetry that's kind of like Warhorse, and then it also has a traditional circus vibe. So the show isn't a musical, there aren't songs on it, but there's definitely music, and then throughout the show it's like being at a circus. So I'm not going to spoil it and tell you what acts there are, but there's like a variety of different acts, acrobats, jugglers, just so much going on the stage. It's like jaw-dropping and amazing from start to finish. Number 3, the highlight. I feel like there was 2 highlights for this show. The first one being the puppetry of the elephants. When they came on stage, for like a split second, I was like, is that real? In my head, I knew it wasn't real. It couldn't have an elephant on stage, but it looked so real. The way the elephant moved across the stage, it was so beautiful. The material of the elephant skin just looked so beautiful against the lights. Incredible. The second highlight, I know I should only have one highlight, but I feel like the second highlight was definitely the ringmaster. He, for me, stole the show. He's on from right before the show even starts, all the way through it, and he is exactly that. He's a ringmaster. He brings the show together. He brings the audience into the show, literally, a couple of times. He's so funny, he's witty, he's super talented. I'm not going to spoil what he does because I know a lot of people are going to see it, especially because it's the start of the tour, but he is incredible. Mr. P and myself are actually like, we could actually just go and see him on stage for like 2 hours. He was super talented, and yeah, definitely a highlight of the show. So next question, do I recommend? I am always honest with my reviews. If there was something that I went to see and I wasn't a fan of it, I would always like pick out the parts that I liked about it. But with this show, I'm gonna be honest, before I went to see it, I was like, I don't know what to expect. Like, I've never really heard about it before, so that kind of gives me the impression it's just gonna be okay. But as we had tickets to go, I was like, you know what, I feel like it could be good. It's on a Friday night, like it's a nice way to celebrate the weekend. And oh my God, I am so happy that we went to see it, because the show was incredible. From, as I say, from even before the show even starts, right up until the end, it's just non-stop jaw-dropping moments that will wow you, that will delight you, that will make you teary, that will just play with all your emotions. Yeah, I highly recommend going to see this show. And as I say, if you've got tickets, you're in for a treat. And if you haven't got tickets and you're still on the fence, shall I go, shall I not, I 100% recommend it. Links in the down bar. Go book some tickets before they sell out. And last but not least, out of 5 stars, what am I going to give the Circus 1903? 100% 5 stars. As I say, we had no expectations before we went into the show, and it totally blew our minds. It was nothing like I'd seen in a theatre before. You know, when you go to see a musical or a play, you kind of know what to expect. Whereas this, I felt like I was in a completely different environment. I almost felt like I was sat in a circus tent watching a circus. I remember being a kid, a young kid, and going to traditional circuses that had animals and performers in there. Now, at the time, yes, it was magical and I loved it seeing real life animals. Now we know it's not the best. Now we know that circuses don't tend to have real animals in there. It's not something that I would pay to go and see. It's not something that I would support. For me, this show 100% captured that magic as me, as a child going to the circus, and kind of like brought it back as a new generation, as an adult going to the circus, and it was just as magical. So yeah, I loved it. Thank you for watching this vlog. I hope you found it useful. As always, I'll leave a link in the down bar below so you can go buy tickets or check to see if it's visiting your city. Once again, huge thank you to Birmingham Hippodrome for inviting me. I'm hugely grateful as always. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.